Don't buy these things if you want to be broke. In life, there's a constant need to spend money to survive. We all know this. Unfortunately, the amount of money you have to spend on those necessities is increasing year on year, whilst earnings are remaining relatively flat. The average monthly cost for a family of four in the UK is estimated to be around £2,268, or just over $3,100 for those in the US, with median household income, according to the ONS, being £38,100 per year after taxes and benefits, which is exactly £3,175 per month. So we can quite clearly see a little bit of a crisis going on here to say that living costs and earnings, there's a difference of £900, and those living costs are not even including people's rents. So with the excess cash people are saving on a monthly or a yearly basis, what is it that we can be buying to ensure that we end this cycle of living paycheck to paycheck? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's get right into it. The first on that list would be education and skills. Now, hear me out. I'm not saying that everybody should down tools and pay for university or the next course that you're seeing pushed around online. However, I am saying that it's fairly common knowledge that there's a strong correlation between those who have higher skills earning more money. This largely is down to simple supply and demand. Those with high levels of skills will be more in demand by companies and businesses, and the more skilled and specialised a person can be, essentially the smaller pool of candidates. Therefore, these companies will have to spend more money to bring that level of expertise into their business. I see this on a daily basis within my recruitment role. Those who have higher levels of experience, those who have more accreditations, those sometimes who work in more niche areas can demand more money from clients and actually get the better opportunities presented to them as well. Now, this isn't the same for every skill out there. Some will be a lot more high paying than others, and some will be a lot harder and take a lot longer to master. However, one of the best ways to get yourself out of a sticky situation financially isn't to cut down your spending even more than you already are, but it is to increase your earnings. A popular saying from Alex Hormozy is that every year you don't know how to make $1 million, it's costing you the difference. So let's move on to the second thing that you can buy, and that's assets. Assets are an item of property owned by a person or a company regarded as having high value, which increases over time and or generates you an income. Some examples of assets could be real estate, businesses, watches, cars, gold, or even digital assets in the form of YouTube videos. The great thing about assets is they allow you to accelerate your net worth at a much quicker rate than just leaving your money parked away in a bank or in a low interest savings account. For example, Barclays High Street Bank is paying you 1.6% per year on their everyday saver, meaning that if you had £1,000 stashed away in there, after a year, you've only made £16. Hardly worth it, right? Now, a barrier to entry to buying assets is that usually they are of high value, meaning that it's going to cost you a lot of money to actually buy an asset, such as property or even cars or watches. So most people actually recommend increasing your earning ability first, bring more money in, and then start to buy assets later in life and hold them for a long time. Because with assets, if bought correctly, they can be a solid, steady way to increase your net worth year over year. Now, moving on to the third thing you should buy if you don't want to be broke is your time. Now, this may sound a little bit unnecessary, but most business owners will be wearing multiple hats. They'll be doing marketing, sales, customer support, delivering the service, or even shipping off the products to the customers. At the start of your journey, this is ultimately what needs to be done and what you have to do, simply because you just don't have the capital coming in to not do this. But there will become a point of stagnation where you simply can't grow because you just don't have the time. So outsourcing tasks to other people who can do them so much better than you and in half the time can be really, really beneficial to allow you to free up the time to actually work on growing your business. I see this a lot in my day job, where large businesses, Fortune 500 companies, will outsource pieces of work to us to do on their behalf, saving them time, they get it done correctly, and it usually costs them a lot less in the long run. When it comes to outsourcing the work or the tasks within your life, I watched a podcast where a multimillionaire said, work out your hourly rate. If you can outsource a task less than your hourly rate, then do it. If that's the cleaning, if it's the cooking, if it's marketing or sales in your business, work out your hourly rate. If you can get somebody to do that task for you less than it costs you to do it, then do that. So you can focus on what purely matters, which is increasing the amount of money that you are making for yourself and for your business. And then moving on to point number 4, your health. Your health is probably one of the most important things to spend your money on, whether it's your mental health or your physical health. If you want to make money and become rich, a lot of the time it's going to take you a lot longer than you think and often take a fair few years. If you neglect your health, you're not going to be able to work as hard as you want or be as dedicated as you want, And in later life, you probably won't even be able to enjoy the fruits of your labour. For me, I pay for the gym. Now, you don't need to go to a super expensive gym because that, a lot of the time, is just unnecessary. And for the mental aspect, enjoy yourself a little bit. Go on holiday, spend time with friends, go on a day out. Don't neglect this side of your life as well, because you will start to despise what it is that you're actually working towards. So there we have it. These are my top 4 things that you should be spending money on or buying if you do not want to be broke. I hope you enjoyed. Drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next video.